fans, do you want to win your share of $100,000? Simply enter the houseofboxing.com Fight Night Prediction Challenge. Compete with boxing fans around the world. Simply head over to houseofboxing.com and sign up now.
This is Charlie Parsons for Boxing Social in association with houseofboxing.com and Empire Fight Store. Liam Beefy Smith, been a minute, how are you, mate?
Good, mate, how are you?
It's good, thank you. I haven't spoke to you in an interview in a while, so nice to sort of rub shoulders again. Big week for the Scousers. We're obviously up in Liverpool. Jack Catterall headlining, but some serious ticket sellers on the card. Pete McGrail, who's on now, I think, and then your boy Jack Turner, who's just fought. Impressive. We know that Liverpool's been doing it a fighting city for years, but nice to see that the crop's always coming through, right?
Yeah, good to see young kids now coming through. Kind of everyone's looking at like the next crop. I feel loads have coming to an end, as in like, you know, myself and that is in the last hurrah. So it's good to see the young ones who are like gonna eventually top bills here at this great arena, which we need to keep going because we need to keep bringing big time boxing to this arena.
Well, you talk about this arena, I think back at that moment on an incredible card. I think one of the first on the zone where you fought Anthony Fowler in what was a great fight, I think over 7 rounds. Would you? I mean, I don't know what's going on for you, but you want to fight here again, I assume?
Of course, yeah. And I'd love to fight here again. It's home. I've had some good nights here. I've had many great nights here, actually. So, yeah, I'd love to stop a bit of it again before I'm done. And, you know, it could be quite possible. Just obviously depends. Over the next month or so, depends what path I go and what route's next.
Well, let's go into that. Obviously, last time out, not to be against Chris Eubank Jr. I'm sure you've had a lot of time now to sort of process and look back on everything. What do you make of it all?
Just you know, was what it was. From my point of view, awful camp, some by an awful performance. Just. And that was that, you know what I mean? So, you know, taking nothing away from Chris, he turned out to beat what was in front of him and boxed well by all people's accounts. So, man, it's just my performance was horrendous because of a bit of an awful camp coming off the back of an injury.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that injury. I think there was the initial launch press conference, and then it came out that sort of there would have to be the postponement. We know that probably timing-wise, it still weren't the best for you. You just felt like you were in a position where you just had to fight on that day, and obviously that's the reason it wasn't the best you in there.
Yeah, of course. Obviously, you know, hindsight's great. Obviously, I don't know I'm going to be in there and be flat. You know, I had spars in camp, which was great. But yeah, you know, after the first postponement of June, me injury was quite bad. I got offered September 2nd, and it was basically, yeah, I have to take September 2nd. Otherwise, that's like days outside Chris's contract with Sky, and he walks away, then my contract gets quite sticky. So, you know, like I said, but the book stopped with me. I'm the fighter, and I just thought, you know, 7.5, 8 weeks, yeah, I'll do it. And if I do it, I'll perform. You know, I thought once I make weight, fight gloves on, adrenaline, a crowd, I thought I'd be great then. I hope the first time I've ever experienced that, but just unfortunately you've got to experience that on the big stage, and you know, it was what it was. I put in a bad performance and I paid the price.
Boxing's a weird sport, and I suppose sort of British media and fans in general, they love you when you're up and then knock you when you're down. You're someone who's experienced that recently. What do you make of it? Obviously you come off such an emphatic win and then have the loss, and all of a sudden it's sort of, you know, the narrative behind it sort of back to, it's strange, right?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, you know, I've witnessed it firsthand now. You know, like I said, there's a lot of people in boxing who thought, oh, you opened my eyes a little bit. A lot of I expected. But like I said, the same people who said I was the best middleweight in the world when I beat Chris last time, the same people who said I should retire now. You know, come on, look into the fight. I threw 50 odd punches, didn't I? In 10 rounds, as if that's me. Surely there was something behind it. But like I said, I've had it out with Froch, but Carl seemed to throw me under a little bit. Chisora's tried to give me a bit, saying I got my ass whooped and all that, and you know, it opened my eyes a little bit. But and you live in glass houses, you should not throw stones. You know, Derek's had how many beatings in his career. Promoters are harrishing him to retire, actually, but you know, don't kick me while I'm down. I'll be back, and I'll what's the saying? Wipe your mouth or whatever the saying is, you know, I'll make you eat them words.
Liam, yourself and your brothers have given us some incredible viewing over the last couple of years. You've said you sort of want to give it a month or so and sort of see what the feeling is. When you say that, is it just enjoying time off with the family and see if the fire's still there, or sort of what's your
Definitely not. The fire's worse than it was, bigger than it was. I mean, give me a month to see which path to go. You know, whether I go with Matchroom, whether I go with Sky, whether I go with whoever, you know what I mean, mate? That's giving me a month to discuss my options. What I mean is I'm happy now because I've got no pressure of nothing. I've got no pressure of, just example, Boxer saying you've got to be ready for September 2nd, or Chris Eubank Jr walks away. I've got no pressure of Matchroom asking me will I be ready for January. I've got no pressure of nothing. I've got no pressure of having to make a fight date or make a fight weight. My injuries are healing well, probably because I'm a little bit happy and I've got no stress on my body. So I'm happy in that sense. I'm going to be happy now. I'm back in the gym, I'm starting to train again, so I'll just train and enjoy training rather than, I don't know, 7.5 week or 8 week camp for Eubank. And every day I had sweat gear on. It was just horrible. You know, I don't wear sweat gear until I drag the last bit of weight out of me. You know, go back and look at all the boxing, the every media thing you come and films, media days or gloves or behind the ropes. You know, I wore sweat gear for 8 weeks. That should have kind of told you the story, but I'll train nice now and enjoy boxing again until I know what's what.
Well, you are a promotional free agent. I'm happy you've said that you are staying active and the fire still is there. Eddie's always spoke very highly of you. We know that sort of whenever there's a Matchroom fight week up here, you're always involved. You get on very well with the team. Do you have a preference, or at this point, I suppose it's what's financially right? And is it still at 160 or back down to 150?
Yeah, it's not even like what's financially right. Like I said, just what's right for me. What fight-wise, you know, I want to be in a fight that gets me off the couch. Yeah. I'm 35, you know, just saying. So, you know, I want to be in a fight that makes me get up for fights, makes me think. And obviously, them type of fights bring money anyway. So that's what I mean. Have I got a preference? No. You know, whatever works for Liam, and that's it. Really, I've got a great relationship with everyone. I've never burnt the bridge with anyone. You know, I've always been straight down the middle with every promoter I've been with. I've never once tried to backdoor anyone. And you know, I can honestly say now I'm happy with that, because that's probably why I've got a good relationship with, you know, like I said, look, I could phone Frank Warren and probably get tickets for Chisora Fury. He'd probably put me ringside tickets away. I can phone Eddie and he looks after me every show I go to. I can phone Sky and do the same. You know, I don't think I've burned any bridges because I've never been sly or backdoored any of them. So I've got a good relationship with them all in boxing, and I'll probably sit with them all now and I'm a free agent.
Well, we look forward to seeing that. Just two more quick ones from me. Chris Eubank Jr. It looks like the Conor Benn fight may happen after God knows how much talk back and forth and whatever. What do you think if that fight does happen? How does it go?
I don't know. I know. Obviously, before I boxed him, I thought Chris would be too big for Conor. I feel since I've boxed him, obviously my win against him has given Conor a lot more confidence than he had beforehand. I'm quite interested in it. I feel Chris should win. Size-wise, you know, Conor's, although he's in good shape, he's small. He's anyone who can still make a welterweight small. You know what I'm saying to you? So Chris should win, but boxing's boxing.
And just finally on Callum, the rescheduled date with Artur Beterbiev set for January. I was going to say it's a hard ask, but I don't know if it is really. We know how good Artur Beterbiev is now, but at 38, people saying maybe not on the decline, but probably a good time to fight him. Callum has always been a tremendous fighter. Probably stuck it out too long at 168, but that Canelo fight came when it did. What do you think? You're the one seeing him in the gym. We see just how good he is at 175 pounds.
Definitely, massively confident in him. You know, and I think he would have been a huge star if he got kept more active. I think he's one of the best we've got, the best we've had. And, you know, I think, like, we fancy him massively. Beterbiev is 39 a week later. So it's one we fancy massively and looking forward to January.
Well, Liam, thank you. I said 5 minutes. I took 9 minutes of your time. I can see you checking the watch. Thank you for speaking to us at Boxing Social.